Uh-huh. They're not real. No, they weren't. Okay, so we've been working on antiderivatives for a while, okay? And every time we take an antiderivative, we have to write a plus c. Why is that? Okay, and why could it be any constant? Okay, the derivative of a constant is 0, right? And so when we take the antiderivative, we know that there could be a constant added to the end, because if we would work backwards and take the derivative, it would go away. All right? Now, I told you that we don't know what c is, okay? But if we have some information about our original curve, we can figure out what that plus c value is. Okay? So what I'm going to go through, we've been finding general solutions with that plus c. Now we're going to work on finding a particular solution. Okay? So basically we are going to find c. First example. I want to know what f of x is if we know the derivative is 4x squared and we know that the function value at -1 is 3. Well, how do we go from f prime to f? How do we go from f? Okay, let me ask you this. How do we go from f to f? We take a derivative. So, how do we go from f prime to f? Take the antiderivative. So, our function is going to be the antiderivative of the derivative. Right? Okay. So our function is the antiderivative of 4x squared. So Larry, what is the antiderivative of 4x squared?
All students should be in class at this time. Again, all students should be in class at this time. Thank you.
You agree with Larry, 4/3 x cubed? Plus c. Very good. Okay, so this is what we call a general solution. Now, since we have some information about f, we can actually figure out what that plus c is. Joe, what do you think we're going to do? Okay. F of -1 equals 3 means that when we plug -1 in for x, we should get a function value of 3, right? So, if we plug a -1 in for x, we should get a function value of 3. Okay, so we have 3 equals, bless you, -4/3 plus c. What is our c value? 13. So we can conclude that 4/3 x cubed plus 13/3. And now we can answer anything we want to about x. What's the function value at 2? What's the function value at 5? Okay, we can answer any of those based on our function. Ready for another one? Okay. Please write down this information. What is different about this example? It's double. Okay, we start with the second derivative and have to work all the way to the original function. Okay. So where do we need to begin? Well, we only have the second derivative, right? What do we need to do with the second derivative? Okay. And if we take the antiderivative of sine of x dx, where is that going to get us? What function will that represent? Okay, that will represent g prime. Since the second derivative is sine of x, when we take the antiderivative, that's going to get us to just g prime. Okay? Logan, what's the antiderivative of sine?
Negative cosine x plus c.
Do you agree with Logan? Negative cosine of x plus c? Yes, no, yes. It is negative cosine. If we work backwards, the derivative of cosine is negative sine. So remember that those signs flip. Okay? What? Not a question. Okay. So now we know that g prime of 0 is 1. So we can figure out what this c value is by plugging in those numbers. If we plug 0 in to our g prime, then we should get the value of 1. Isaac S., what is cosine of 0? Is it 1, he asks? Yes. Okay, those of you who are having some trouble, unit circle, this is 0 degrees. That coordinate is 1, 0. X represents cosine, Y represents sine. Right? All right, so what's our C value? So g prime of x is negative cosine x plus 2. However, we want to get all the way to just g. So we're going to have to do this process again. In order to figure out what g of x is, we need to take the antiderivative of the derivative. 2. So Jake, what's the antiderivative here?
Sine of x plus 2x plus 2x.
Okay, that's a good question. It is a new constant. Okay, we're gonna have to solve for it again. What?
Negative sine of x.
Negative sine of x. Jake, do you know why it's negative? Okay. It's going to take us a little bit of getting used to, but our sine and cosine are backwards with the negatives when we're doing antiderivatives. Okay? So now we can use the information that g of 0 is 6, which means when we plug in 0, we should get 6 for our value. Which means C is 6. So g of x is negative sine x plus 2x plus 6. Questions? Okay. Hold on. Okay. I would like you to do this without me. Okay. So I want you to find f of x if f prime of x is 3x squared minus 1 and f of 2 equals 4. Alex, what did you get for f of x? Anybody disagree? Joe, is that what you got? If you reference your gold sheets, you will find an assignment. There's a good chunk of time left in class, so I'm giving you an opportunity to potentially get your homework finished before we leave this class. Does this get happen very often?
No, never.
No, do not ruin it.
Never.
Do not ruin it.
Have you stopped the recording already?
Nope.
Not off.